Dear Mr. Chairman, dear Minister, dear forum participants, as the result of the diverted policy and the modern development model of Azerbaijan helps to successfully implement the reforms in the country. And it helps Azerbaijan to become a modern country and to successfully overcome and to have regulatory mechanisms. One of these mechanisms is insurance pension model in Azerbaijan, and as you know, it is the economists call it lackmus. Actually, any change happening in economy, actually, the social pension system is the mirror of the economy of this country, and also every country, every company, every person, working person, has direct relation to this. In 2003-2013, we implemented reforms, and as a result of this, it covered different sectors and social insurance system, pension system was established. Financial indicators of this system covered very clearly the economic situation in the country. On the monitors, you can see that increased tempos of our system also is reflected in the economic development. And you can see in 2014, if we compare GDP, state social protection fund completely coincides with this income. You can see that 12% increase in GDP, while in social protection fund we have 22% of increase. It shows that this is by special government support. This is special priority to develop social pension system in Azerbaijan. One more thing that I want to bring to your attention, as a result of the oil price changes, you can see the budget of this fund, of our fund. You see that though the oil prices dropped, especially in 2006-2014, financial indicators of this pension system continue to increase with strong dynamics. It means that the pension system in Azerbaijan and non-oil sectors that it relates to, irrespective of oil prices, develop dynamically. And one more thing bringing to your attention. Social pension done in Azerbaijan today. Azerbaijan social protection model is based. It becomes example for other transition countries based on three factors. So these are the calculations of other of the experts. This is strong relations between the development of the country. You can see it in financial indicators from 2006 up to now. The income of our fund increased to 5.2%, and the number from 1.3 million increased to 3.9 million. And the percentage increased from 29% to 25%. From 2006, when the new system became active, our income increased for 5.4 times, and it is more than the total social expenditures of some countries. Also, the indicator here is very important. In recent 10 years, the number of income of the social income increased for 1 billion manat. So the countries for their employees or the individuals paid these social amounts, and in Azerbaijan it shows dynamic development of non-oil sector. As a result of additional government support, uh, the figures increased considerably. In 2003, it was 3.9%, but in the next year, it was already 4% in GDP. So if we consider that in GDP itself increased, so we can see how huge the social figures were. And also, considering that each percentage in GDP corresponds to 0.52% of social expenditure, social pension, and this is widely accepted norm worldwide. Second success in global fund, considering that the age of population becomes older, we have very successful strategies here. The president adopted very good reforms direction, and it helped to change the existing situation for the better. Now, the average number for those who are living this period is 70. For men it's 63, for women it's 60, and general pension period for men it's 17, and for women it's 17.2%. According to our legislation, a general period in pension is 12 years. So you can see for women this is 17 years, and as a result of the development, it has life expectancy increased in Azerbaijan. I will talk about demographic forecasts till 2020. The number of the pensioners, we expect to have over 1 million people, and it is in comparison of 2014, it's 44,000 more. So it's not that huge, but it means that Azerbaijan pension system demographically will not suffer huge changes, and demographic processes are regulated successfully. If you look at the pension comparison worldwide, pension age comparison, in Azerbaijan, life expectancy becomes closer to European standards, and that's why, in comparison with CIS and Baltic countries, we achieved to increase the pension years for population. And the third success for us is among pensioners, fair distribution happened, and it helped to decrease poverty among pensioners. Minimum amount of pensions increased for 5.8%. If we compare these figures, it will become clear that at present we are 1.7% more. If we look at other figures, we will see that in 2003 it was 29.3%. Now this figure is 43.3%, which completely meets social charter of Europe. You can see here general poverty decrease dynamics, as well as average monthly pension. As you can see here, decrease of poverty and pension increase has direct connection, and it helps us to understand that Azerbaijan Republic President focuses on pension reforms And policies taken by the government helps to considerably decrease poverty in the country. These indicators show the general situation of the pension system in Azerbaijan and future development of this system. The reforms should play important role as priority for us. And in identification of these priorities, first of all, Azerbaijan considers global challenges, and these global challenges are grouped by four categories. First of all, ILO, Council of Europe, conventions, recommendations are considered to deepen the principles of social insurance. As you know, social insurance is not a tax, and this is this helps to protect them from social risks in their salary. So these are the main principles in international documentations, and we have to look at this as a development that will later be returned to the population itself. Second issue here is global aging and tendencies in a pension system. As you know, global aging, first of all, started in the developed countries. It was the problem of the developed countries. But from 2012, index on global aging for different countries showed that this problem is not only a problem of the developed countries but also for the developing countries like Azerbaijan. Because under globalization, free movement of labor forces, young people from developing countries are migrating to developed countries and pay social pensions there, but then later, when they are aged, returning back, it shows that global aging becomes a global problem, and today and because in pension systems, it creates huge challenges already. In practice, we are searching for mutual agreements between different countries, but we see that non-official employment is very high. That's why it creates some problems for us. Secondly, strengthening of the conditional obligatory job. And as you know, aging of population, life expectancy, as well as decreased births brings to decreased labor forces, and as a result, we see that as a result of global aging, individual calculation system was put forward. But we see that this is not completely risk-free adventure, and there is such question which system has to be selected. So by keeping this existing model, conditional system has to be developed, and Azerbaijan selected this model, and I'm very proud to say that Azerbaijan Republic President knows the global economy, and from the first day of reforms in Azerbaijan, we prefer this model. That's why the financial crisis didn't negatively impact our system, our social system. Of course, you can see from neighboring countries in what situation is social system. The most important here is to select the proper model. The fourth issue is transformation from real accumulation collection system to individual. For example, Latin American countries or Russia and other countries are returning to conditional collection component because this component is reflected in Azerbaijan's pension model. And we identified the main goals here, and they are approved by the presidential decree, and they are identified by the main collection. So here, for a long period, we want to have a financial sustainability system, and secondly, additional pension provision to the citizens mechanism should be developed, especially private pension funds should be developed. There are many systems that we have to consider. First of all, obligations. Today, in insurance model, maybe there are certain expenditures coming forward which can be financed from social accumulations, and in future government should have certain obligations to distinguish social some issues which are becoming from social decisions of the government. They have to be financed from government budget, but those expenses which are coming from social insurance, they have to be financed from this fund. So these are our main directions that we should focus. The second main topic here is restructuring social insurance rights. Today we have different structures for people, for entrepreneurs. This is 10-50%. For the physical entities, and for employers is 22%. For landowners is 12%. From fiscal standpoint, you see that there are some differences. So today, 50% of the high salary employees are spent to the low salary in pensions. And this is very important for our pension concept today. Social insurance registration, individual registration doesn't stimulate people, actually destimulates it. And that's why we want to have it not 50% but 100% registered pension capitals. Those who will get minimum amount don't have any requirements. Those who don't have minimum requirement, they will be covered by government as well. Another very important question in order to increase sustainability, especially for the employees. It's very important. Optimizing of the system. Today, the employer pays 22, while the employees pays 3%. But it brings to a passive activity by the employer, and it will be implemented based on labor activities. If the employees will be paying for this, then the employers has to increase some amount. You can see the comparison table here. Normatives in comparison with other countries in Azerbaijan is quite low, and it another very important very important direction here is new accumulation fund being established.
And the investment mortgage foundations, bank deposits, and another elements include here in order to improve this system. And the state social protection fund had the project with the European Union, and also they will participate in these activities very actively. And as a result of the project, we will discuss it in detail, and also we will discuss the legislation issues as well related to these elements. Also, I wanted to express the main issues related to the pension issues. These are all deep topics to be discussed, and we regularly meet with you and we discuss everything in detail. I think that your active participation in this kind of issues, social participation, is very important for us. If you have any question during the forum, we are ready to answer your questions, and we welcome all of your proposals. Thank you for your attention.